And hello and welcome to our first live thing on this channel. And isn't that absolutely brilliant that on our first live thing on this channel on a Monday night, this is basically a bit like a shorter live version of what we did yesterday. It's a little podcast with me, Toby, Monday night. Yeah, I'm tired. It's all good. Hi. And guess what, guys? So Tom was driving home from London today, and guess what he sent us? He just got back, and he is unpacking, then he's going to have a bit of a rest. So here is what Tom has said.
Hi guys, it's Tom here. Sorry, I'm not going to be in this video, but Toby is just about to do a mini cool podcast for you, so enjoy.
I didn't tell him that I was going to be live streaming, so hopefully I haven't said anything too controversial yet. Now, I have had an idea for a bit of a feature, and I'm going to run it by Tom, and I thought we could do it at some point on here. So I'm going to use, it's going to be a bit like a little admin session, because I'm going to try and make sure at least one of us does something on here at least once a day, even if it's just like a really little thing like this. So I thought today I might as well run a couple of ideas by you. Just you, whoever's listening to this. Also, I'd like to quickly mention this. Yeah, I'll mention it now. It would be quite good to get Tom's reaction, but I'll mention it now. So, I was texting my friend after we uploaded the podcast yesterday, because that was pre-recorded. But we did literally record it, then put it up. It was like, record, it was up 20 minutes later. So, it was very instant, you know what I mean? And I messaged it to her on Facebook Messenger, and she was like, coincidentally, Tom sent me that clip on WhatsApp. But anyway, she was like, I was like, what did I sound like? She was like, you sounded like you were on a talk show, hosting a talk show, interviewing Tom. Fine. And she also put, 10 minutes in, bearing in mind it's 28 minutes long, 10 minutes in, I got bored and clicked off. Fair play. Now, I will say one thing to you. These little, like, podcast things, if we do more of them, the slightly longer ones, unlike the vlogs that we're going to make quite short, the podcasts aren't really for you to just stare at a blank screen listening. I think my idea for what you should do while listening, like, it's not what you have to do, it's just how I think you could get the most enjoyment out of the podcast, is kind of to be doing something whilst listening, have it on in the background, a bit like a little radio show, or like a proper podcast, pretend we're proper podcast people. But anyway, yes, ideas to run by you. I've had one, because I was walking around school today, and I was a bit like, I'm overhearing so many random things, and I can compile these, list them on my phone over the week, and at the end of the week, on a Friday night, I will have a list of things I haven't really got any today, because I know a couple of people, I have overheard a couple of random things today in school, but I can't remember them. So today, haven't really got any content, because I can't properly remember them, and some of them weren't really very family friendly, to be perfectly honest. Funny for me though, but what I'm going to do is, starting tomorrow, for the next 4 days of school, I am going to just record down, not actually record, because that might be illegal, I mean like just write down things I've overheard, as long as they're non-personal, don't have names, blah, 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 and we'll read them out on the podcast, just like little random conversations I've overheard whilst walking past people. I'm not going to stand like listening into conversations, I mean like, if I walk past someone and catch a couple of words, as long as those words don't include any personal details, and they're very non-specific, so you could never hunt down whoever it was, I might read them out on the podcast. And what I'm going to want you to do is get involved with this as well. So if you're at school and you overhear these random conversations, you kind of get what I'm getting at. I don't want you to illegally record people's conversations. I don't want you to record people's conversations. What I would like is for you to essentially, don't like stand listening to people's conversations either. Like if you walk past someone and just catch a couple of words accidentally, and they're quite good, and they're family friendly, and okay to put on here, then I want you to email them to me, absolutetomtoby@gmail.com. That is absolutetomtoby@gmail.com. Bear in mind, if they're rude, we won't read them out. Sorry about that. We might laugh at them off YouTube. But anyway, the email address is in the description under contact us, absolutetomtoby@gmail.com. Also, I love the description I put for this live stream. Come and join Toby on a Monday night. Yep, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, so that's all good, and I will be working on that feature. And remember, you don't have to listen to people's conversations. I don't want you to do that. All I mean is if you accidentally overhear a little bit of conversation, as long as it's nothing personal, then note it down, the little couple of words you caught as walking past someone. Send them in to us if they're funny and you think they'd be okay to put out on here and they're not sweary or rude or anything. And we might read them out on this podcast or in a video or something like that. And if you do email us and it's good enough to put on something, we will reply to your email and be like, well, I'll probably reply because it's like I've kind of thought of the feature, so I've kind of got to do all the work with this feature. So I'll just reply and I'll be like, hey, we're gonna put it on this video or podcast, and that'll be up then, so you know everything basically. I mean, my organisation. This is the problem with live stuff. My organisation skills are not on point. But at least if I've told someone to listen to a certain thing because their thing's going to get read out on it, then at least I will have a bit of incentive to adhere to a schedule. I mean, honestly, how long am I going to last doing like a podcasty thing every night? I don't know. We might be hearing from Tom tomorrow. If we do another one of these tomorrow, if I do another podcast tomorrow, it's most likely going to be with Tom, which will be fun. Anyway, I will say goodnight to you now because I've got nothing to say. And yeah, we will speak to Tom, who is newly back in Yorkshire. Probably about half an hour from where I am right now. I don't know, who cares. But anyway, he is back in Yorkshire, and we will speak to him tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe not. Goodbye.